Hello, hello. I hope all is well. Sorry for the weird editing style. It was not the original video I edited. The people at Chorus Entertainment decided to block my video instead of demonetizing it and getting more exposure. They're definitely the worst company for that. And I'm glad I didn't do reaction style video, which was originally planned to be. They are a bigger pain in the butt than Disney, and that's saying a lot. At the end of the day, they have every right to do so. It makes them very difficult to work with. Anyways, I wanted to give you guys a heads up and enjoy.
Hey everybody, guess what time it is again? It's time to look at the cast and what Canada needs to do for Big Brother Canada. I am so happy that it's back and I'm like tearing up here, literally. I am just over the moon excited and I can't wait to break down everything with you related to cast and an inside look on what the living room wall looks like right now.
I've been all around the world, every city, every place. Always been a restless girl, but now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way. Longing for you, pick up the phone, catching a flight, I'm coming home, back to the place I've always known. Home, seeing me soon, I gotta run. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and spending this summer alone. I'm coming home.
Hey guys, okay, so that was my new intro. You'll see this every recap or whatever for the shows, any videos I do during the duration of Big Brother Canada. It will be slightly modified because I'm trying to figure out how to take all of the cast members and then switch them out for like gray them out once they leave the house, so that we can have a running total of who's still in the house, and then have other things for like when they go to jury and stuff like that. So that's in the works, but we're going to be talking about the cast today. So the first one we're going to be talking about is Austin. So that was Austin. She seems like she has a very bubbly personality. I think that the house will eat her up and spit her out, if I'm going to be completely honest. And this is literally just on a under 2-minute videos, okay? So keep this in mind. Once they're in the house, my opinion of them may change, but I definitely do think that she's going to not necessarily be a leader in the house, but definitely be a part of some showmances or alliances, and that I can see her getting far in that sense, and if she goes through that. But if she's a floater, I honestly don't. Her personality is too bubbly. I don't see that is a possibility for her. Anyways, she's 23. She's from Newmarket, as you have seen, and she's a realtor and model. So here is Beth. Okay, so her I can definitely relate to with a few things. And let me just talk about the relating things, because this is where I actually might like her as a player even more, just because I can relate to her. And if there's any sort of relatable factor, it usually draws people closer, and that's just how friendships are born and stuff like that. But she was born with the lazy eye. I was also born with something wrong with my eyes, and well, I have autism, but that's beside the fact. There's skin that is actually on my eye. Sometimes you'll see it. I try not to film when it's inflamed, but that's skin. It's not pink eye, it's skin. I was born with it, and it's just kind of something I have to live with, kind of thing. I'm also going to school for being a child and youth worker, which is a social worker, working with youth and children. So there's another thing that we have in common. I also prefer the country over the city, except I can't get out of the city because the convenience is real. I don't drive. So if I drove, I'm pretty sure I'd be living in the country. Just saying. But yeah, it's on a relatable standpoint. I definitely think that we would mesh if I was in the house. On a game standpoint, I think she's going to get into the house and she's going to mess a bunch of things up and be a very competitive player. But my prediction for her is that she's going to play it cool, but also still be blunt. And as the game goes on and progresses, she'll show more of her competitive side as it goes on. She's 27. This is Braden White. Sorry, hold on. I'm cringing beyond belief. Daddy Trudeau? Really? This is where we're at now? Okay, if you do not know, Trudeau is Canada's Prime Minister at the moment. I just, I just can't. I really just can't. I'm crying a little because I don't know what to do. On another side note that's not on this tangent that I'm going down currently. Oh my god, why? Oh my god, I really am crying. Okay, hold on. Whew. Okay, I'm back, I think. Maybe. I definitely do like his personality. I definitely would friend him if I met him and stuff like that. That is actually something that, I like a bubbly personality. I just gravitate towards them. And very outgoing. I can see that. It's hard to gauge someone like that though and put them into the house and see exactly where they fall. I can see him maybe being more of a floater, but I feel like there's more to him than he put in this 1 minute and 40 video. 1 minute and 40 second video. But yeah, I would be curious to see exactly what happens. He's not going to be out first. He's not going to be the first one out, but where to place him and how far he'll go, I actually don't know that because, like I said, there's more to him. But I mean, it is a social experiment, right? So let's see what happens. Can't pronounce his name. I'll listen to how he pronounces it, and we'll go from there. Jed. I don't want to say it's arrogance, but you're very sure of your gameplay. Which, I don't know if he's a super fan or not, but if you go into the house with a set of plans, they immediately will be gone because they don't exist in the Big Brother house. You have to be quick on your feet, and you actually do not know where you're going to end up. It's one of those games that is very unpredictable, and the for sure attitude that he has is good in certain circumstances. In the Big Brother house, it may be his downfall. Here is Josh. Again, arrogance. It can either be your downfall in the Big Brother house, or it can be your upbringing. Also, he's blunt as well. That can also be your downfall. You can't be too blunt. You have to reserve a lot of yourself and don't give it out in big doses, otherwise you get a target on your back. So I hope that he makes it past a certain time in the game, but there is absolutely no promises. Judging by his career and the fact that he's filming his pandemic life. Is he a YouTube creator? Julie. Interesting. Very, very much applaud her for coming out and speaking out on her transition on such a big platform like YouTube or like Instagram or really any social media at all. That is something that a lot of people don't have the courage to do. I know someone that is going through the transitional stages from a female to a male, and it's just very hard, and it's something that some people struggle with and don't really know how to go about it. So it is definitely a commendable stance, being like, this is who I am, deal with it, or this is who I am, hear me roar. And it's just having that personality and having the guts to just live your life, no matter who it is, no matter how it is, whether it's disability, part of the LGBT community, being Black, being Asian, and having all of this prejudice against you, and you still find time to be yourself. It's commendable, and that's the best kind of human. I'm not even gonna begin to pronounce his name. I'm wanting to say it's indigenous, but yeah, I definitely do not know how to pronounce that name. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. This is the second person that I've seen in this game that is from an indigenous background. It started the last season, and there's one in this season, and going. This, speaking on diversity, this whole cast is just the most diverse group of people I have ever seen on Big Brother Canada, and I am absolutely here for it. He is part of the older peoples. He is over the 30 mark. He's 32. So it's hard to gauge where he's going to actually end up going back to that analysis. He is a very bubbly personality, very laid back, very kicked back. So it would be kind of, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a floater, but it would be kind of curious to know how far he can get there, because I think he can like go right underneath the radar for most of the game, judging by his personality. Toyota? La Toyota? Is that really her name? I don't know. We're gonna listen to how she pronounces it. Yeah, I could see being a police officer and having the house know that you're a police officer can be a big threat, because interrogation is a very big skill that is very useful in the Big Brother house, especially if you can do it secretly without anybody else knowing. That is definitely something that can come in handy, but I feel like if they find out or know, there will be a huge target on her back, and yeah. But I do like that she stands for a lot of things that I stand for, and I can see her going far if she can hide the fact that she's a police officer. Next up, we have Rohan. He needs to watch out, because if he's too much of a puppet player, you know what? If he's a puppet player, he's not going to be a good Big Brother player. Why? Because the good Big Brother players are the ones that make the moves themselves. If you're cowarding and hiding behind somebody all throughout the game, did you really make those moves? Or did you purely influence? Those are not your moves. You may have had a role to play, but they're not your moves. And this is kind of where I have issues with puppet players, because they're not doing any gameplay. They're merely just influencing. I would rather gameplay. Let me tell ya, Tara. She's interesting. Do I think that she could win it? Yeah, possibly. The game is very ageist. They always try to get out the older people first. So this is going to be interesting. Speaking of the oldest person, Tiana. Tina. She's an interesting one. She is older, but I can also see her cutthroat and be a good asset to a lot of people in the house. I know that older people don't usually get past the first episode, or the first eviction, but yeah, I could see it happening. I could also see her going pretty far. Okay, so Tishan. I can definitely see him going pretty far. Definitely joining some alliances, definitely having some showmances. It'd be interesting to see how his character plays out in the Big Brother house. Because I am kind of on the fence of the Big Brother house. He's a little too kind. The Big Brother house might eat him up and spit him back out again. The house has a tendency to do that to people, but I would be kind of curious to know or to see how things would happen and plan out. Relatable time again. Okay, so she grew up in the foster care system, so I could definitely relate to that, as I did as well. And that's why I'm such a pusher for mental health and just being yourself, because I was denied that as a kid, as well as Vic apparently. And it does bring a lot of hard times. She is very bubbly and a very big personality, which I kind of like. And with that exact personality, it's hit or miss whether or not she's going to go far in the game or she's going to be out the first three. It depends on if she's a likable bubbly, which it does seem like she is a likable bubbly. I'm very picky on who I hang out with, friend-wise, because I can't handle super over-the-top people in big doses. So I would definitely hang out with her, knowing all of that. I would definitely hang out with her, judging by this video. I think she would be a fun person to hang out with. And I think she's definitely going to make the Big Brother house quite the lively house. This is Kyle. So judging by what his bio has presented in the... Oh, this one was even shorter. It was a minute and 11 seconds. Most of them are a minute and like 30 seconds. But how he presented himself here is a lot better than Ethan did. To be pretty honest with you. Rewatching who he was replacing and comparing the two, he seems to be the one that's a little bit more stable out of the two. And I'm kind of surprised that he was not the first one picked. But yeah, he's also a little less arrogant. The other one was pretty sure of his abilities to run the show, which can sometimes be the best thing in the world for TV. Can others not really be good for your gameplay, and it can also the fact that it backfires sometimes can also fuel it even further, and it's not a good mix. Some of these couple of the housemates already have that, and I'm glad that they switched it out to someone a little bit optimistic, but not quite pushing the I will do it, I will be better than everybody else kind of attitude. Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool dude. Can't wait to see him in the house. That includes our addition to the video. I will see you guys when this launches. someone is always watching.